Hey guys, Mr. Happy here, and, well, I finally feel like I'm back enough to my old self with enough of my voice back that I can finally start making more consistent videos on YouTube again. It's been a couple of weeks, but I'm finally back. And one thing I want to come back strong with is some Destiny news. Because Destiny, so close. It's less than 2 weeks away. A little bit more than a week according to this article right here. Now, the one thing that this video is going to cover right now is the weekly update for 8/29/2014, updated by Deej himself. And so at first, articles nothing more than just we're getting ready for the launch. We've got the monitors back on the track, the track numbers, logins, everything like that. They just do some marketing. Here's some Guardians in a subway. I saw that on Twitter. Here's a few pieces of art that if you're interested in, you can go to the link in the description below and get these pieces of art. So, I mean, these are wallpapers or just art. I don't know. Their dimensions seem kind of strange for wallpapers. So, whatever. Maybe if I click them, let's find out. Okay, well, regardless, that art looks pretty cool. So, I'm not going to complain. But anyway, going back to the page, the big part, though, what I want to talk about is the part of this weekly update called Bosses of the Final Boss, which just sounds stupid, but it is something that is right up my alley, raids. We don't know a lot about the endgame raids at all in Destiny. We know next to nothing other than they're going to be really hard. You're not going to be able to you're not going to be able to do automated party makeups. You're going to have a fire team, a pre-made fire team of 6 in order to enter. But now we don't really know what to expect. It's been all hype, all big words from the developers. Like, you've never seen something like this before. And that's some normal things that we gotta expect companies to say. You've never seen raids like these before, and in an FPS I may not have. So there was a little bit of Q&A about some of the things here. Now, the first question reads, I read somewhere it took 45 minutes just to open the door to the raid. What's the deal with that? And he actually goes in and says, maybe if you don't know what you're doing at all, since they don't provide waypoints, they don't tell you what the objective of the raid is, you just go into the Vault of Glass, which is the name of the raid, and you just gotta figure out how to do it. All 6 people play a pivotal key in actually unlocking the open door, but he said once your group understands it, it doesn't take nearly 45 minutes. So I'm actually pretty curious what it is that it took that one team 45 minutes, but it's not going to take everyone else 45 minutes. We'll see. But the next question, what about the rumor that some clan spent 16 hours playing the raid and didn't beat it? What's the deal with that? Does he have to end them all with what's the deal with that? Now, this was actually a pretty cool read, because I didn't know that, that Bungie did this. So Bungie had 24 visitors come and split them into 4 teams. Because a fire team is only 6 people, they needed 4 separate teams. And they all sent them into the Vault of Glass, which is a 6-man fire team. And they sent them into Vault of Glass normal difficulty. And they basically gave them, how many hours does it say they brought them here? Let me see right now. In 2 days of playing where they broke for meals and had some ramp up time with the game on day 1, here's what happened. 2 groups made it to the final encounter and neither group defeated it. 1 group made it to the final encounter but had to be skipped through an earlier encounter, which leads me to believe you can actually do the encounters out of order, which I think is actually pretty cool. And 1 group washed out and elected to go back to strikes, missions, and patrols. I don't know about that. I wish if I was in that group, I would have been pissed. I love raids. I love them. With the goal of as many players beating the normal raid as we were willing to organize, cooperate, and communicate, we made a bunch of tuning changes through the rest of spring. So it sounds like through this information they may have tuned back or tuned up certain things when it comes to the normal raid. But now, keep in mind, it's a lot like an MMO in the sense that there is a normal difficulty raid and a hard mode difficulty raid. We actually suspected this some time ago when data files were leaked saying that the Vault of Glass had 2 difficulties, one that was level 25 and one that was level 28. Actually, I take that back. I think it was level 28 and level 31, despite the fact that the game caps at level 30, which immediately means that there's some deeper challenges when it comes to just even itemizing yourself for a hard mode encounter like that. So then he goes through explaining the difference between normal and hard mode. Any seasoned MMO vet can pretty much figure out that there's always some basic differences between the two. Enemies usually have more health, they usually hit harder. Here, it seems that it's not just that, there are some new mechanics, which are also a normal staple in hard mode raids in most MMORPGs. And, we'll just have to kind of wait and see what hard mode really brings to us. I'm hoping to get into it at some point. I don't have a set fire team or anything. I do have a clan invite that I'm looking into, that I'll see if it fits me. I do have some real-life friends, maybe 3 or 4 of them, that also are really interested in strikes, raids, and the Crucible. So I'm just going to have to wait and see. But it looks like they, were we to track things like World First, we'd be verifying hard mode kills instead of completing the raid on normal. So basically what they're saying is they don't care if you can beat the raid on normal. If you can beat the raid on hard mode, they'll acknowledge you. So I know there's quite a few YouTubers out there that are going for that World First on the Vault of Glass. Dato is one big one. Great YouTube channel. I'll put a link to him in the description below as well. If you're a fan of mine and you don't really know any other Destiny channels, Dato does Destiny. Great YouTube channel for Destiny stuff. Just sharing that, just plugging that out right there. They also store your progress in a given week. It's a lot like a normal raid in an MMORPG, where if you clear a boss but you don't finish the raid all in one sitting, you can go back sometime later in the week. So you can set designated raid nights for Destiny, which is actually good. I'm assuming that means that you can't go back and clear the raid again after you beat it. You can't farm it for loot or things like that. You get your weekly loot and you kind of go, let me go do something else right now. Go do Crucible, Iron Banner, whatever's available at the time. And it resets on Tuesday, which is National Patch Day for every game. It's National Game Day. Games release on Tuesdays, patches released on Tuesdays, everything's released on Tuesdays. Loot individual to yourself, which is nothing new. That's how it is in the rest of the game. And they say they have legendary versions that have been created specifically for the raid. All the items, all the armors and weapons have been made completely unique to the raid itself. And you know what? I'm interested to see. I'm hoping there's mounts and things like that. I really want this to capture the FPS, not really MMO experience, because trust me, when you play Destiny, it doesn't really feel like an MMO when you're outside of the tower. Occasionally it feels like an MMO, but it doesn't have that same MMO ring with the constant loading screens and things like that. But I hope they can capture something as close to that as possible. Similar, not in vein to Firefall, but I really hope that they can capture the whole PvE setting in an FPS game, similar to Borderlands, Firefall. I cannot wait for this game, guys. I am so hype for Destiny. Getting my PS4 9.9 right online. So how does looting work, and would you give an example of a mechanic? And they said no. So that's it, guys. We're going to have to wait till 9.9, and however long it takes to actually get to the raid after 9.9 for us to really figure out what's going to be going on in the Destiny endgame. Hopefully you guys are as hyped for it as I am. If not, well, sorry, then we just don't share hype. So anyway, guys, be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and share for more Destiny news, more Destiny videos coming as the game comes out. And anyway, guys, until next time, take care.